We've got a little time here, and so I'm not going to give a 20-minute sermon or anything like that. I just got a few things that I really want y'all to hear from me as we get ready to wrap up our time. Avery did such a wonderful job of reading the Good Samaritan to us, sharing with us a story that Jesus told. And just a couple things in that story, starting off with, on one occasion, an expert of the law. We get this guy who knows it all. He's got this title of being an expert. And maybe a lot of people ask him questions and things like that. But then it said he stood up to test Jesus. I would say to you guys, don't strive to be the expert. Don't strive to be like the smartest person in the room. Don't look to be the one that's like getting all the attention. Just be yourself, right? You don't have to conform to what the society says this matters, this is what values. Be you. Be what God made you to be. And if you are really good at something, this guy here says he stood up to test Jesus. Well, to me, that kind of makes me think he's kind of wanting to show who he is and how smart he is and all that he knows. And I'm the big dog around here. Don't test people. I mean, you may get it right. You may feel like you put them in your place, but I can tell you this right now, the joy is short-lived. Sooner or later, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I won that one. What's next? Don't try to be the expert. Don't try to be testing people. Like Avery told us a little while, he asked this question, what do I do to get eternal life? The question we're all trying to asking, what does this life matter? Is there anything next for me? And he does a good job. Jesus responds, well, you're the expert. What does the law read? How do you read it? He says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus says, you got it. You knew it. You summarized the whole Old Testament, the whole first five books in those two phrases. Love God, love others. And if you need more help, just do this and you will live. Follow through. Here's where it gets squirrely again. But he wanted to justify himself. And I was trying to figure out, what does this word justify mean? This is what a few commentators said. It refers to the lawyer's desire to appear righteous and avoid admitting any shortcomings in his understanding and practice of the law. He essentially asked Jesus a question to test him, and then in effect to find a way to argue that his actions and interpretations were sufficient. I really don't need anything from you. I've got it all figured out on my own. I just want your validation for how I'm doing it. The lawyer's motive. The lawyer, an expert in the law, asked Jesus, well, who's my neighbor? This wasn't a genuine desire for understanding, but rather an attempt to find an easy way to appear righteous and avoid admitting the need to love his neighbor broadly. Finally, this is the one that resonated with me. The idea of this self-justification. The lawyer's question reveals a common human tendency, the desire to justify oneself, to avoid accepting personal responsibility or needing help. He wanted to show that his understanding of the law was correct and that he was fulfilling the requirements. Here's what I'd say to you guys. Just be sincere and humble, right? Don't try to be the expert. Don't try to test. Don't feel like I need to validate who I am by asking a follow-up question. Just be genuine, sincere, and humble. That will affect the world. So Jesus tells him the story. The man going down the road gets beat up, half dead. Needs really anyone to help him. Priest comes along. Someone works in the temple. He's like, I'm not getting in that mess. I got big things to do at the temple. My job is to help people get to God, not get in the mess of the world. Besides, there's a Levite coming behind me. We'll make him do that work. Levite also working for God in the temple. Just goes to the other side as well. But a Samaritan is coming. And as this Samaritan comes, it says he looked and he had pity on him. And one of the verses in the Bible I looked at said he had compassion on him. And here's the thing, guys, like the Samaritan was the bad guy, right? Like they thought of Samaritans as trash. They were people that used to be in the club and then went out of the club and started hanging with another group, and then they started getting married with that group, and they're like, oh, y'all aren't part of us anymore. Like, if a good Jew hated a Samaritan, I think that might have been part of their stuff. And it's possible this guy was a Jew coming down from Jerusalem to Jericho. We don't know. The text doesn't tell us. But this guy who probably knows he's hated does the opposite of what the other two do, and he actually goes over there and he has compassion. He bandages his wounds. He puts the man on his own donkey, and then he takes care of him, takes him to an inn, takes money out of his own pocket and pays the guy and says, look after him. When I return, I will reimburse you for extra expenses. People will tell you that you are this, you are that. Don't let that affect you from helping people, right? And I'll be real honest with you, there will be cost that comes with it. Here we see a financial cost, but there may be a social cost. If you see people that are different than you, if you go and associate with someone that votes differently than you, or whatever it may be, you're interacting with that person? Yeah, I am. Oh, so are you changing? Well, no, I just saw someone that needed some help. I had pity and I had compassion on them. Be that way. We don't see that in the world. I said it in the early service, we certainly don't see it in the cable news network. All we see is anger, yelling, all kinds of meanness. I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. You guys, be kind and compassionate, and realize too, there may be a cost that comes with it. And so the question that I ask you guys in the few moments we have left, we've got a lot of characters in here. We got the expert. We got a man who was just doing his day and got beat up and barely hanging on. We got two folks that are supposed to be helping people draw near to God that don't do what they're supposed to. We got a Samaritan who kind of did the opposite of what everyone thought he'd do. And we got an innkeeper. And my question for you guys is, who are you? Who do you identify with in this little passage? And it may change, right? Like we all want to be Jesus in here, but I know I sure can't. And so that's my question for you is, who are you? And if you're unsure, let me just say it one more time. Be the Samaritan. Be the Samaritan. Have compassion on people. Move to wounded people. Help people. Give of yourself, even if it's personal sacrifice, to do something for someone else. I tell you, that will be much more meaningful to you and stick with you a lot longer than saying, I am the expert in this, that, or the other. Because the truth is, there's always going to be someone else who's the next expert. And what I want to say, as you are the Samaritan, Jordan, I talked about you earlier as you are a helper, seeing me struggling to get all this stuff done, moving towards and helping me. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. Kylie, Delaney, Hannah, and Avery, y'all have done it. This is a picture I keep on my fridge. This picture is dated 04/09/2023. It's from Easter 2023. We all got together like we did, and we took a picture. And I looked at that picture, and I actually wore the same shirt today that I did in the picture purposefully, because I was like, we're going to recreate this Zach to see what I look like. And I'm looking at your faces here. And, you know, I'm looking at faces of friends that are now in college, Will and Mason. And you're all smiling like you do. And what I say to you as the Samaritan, y'all were a Samaritan to me. Like, I was an outsider coming in. I was very different than what y'all were accustomed to. I sounded different, I looked different. I mean, I was certainly kind of on, like, how am I going to fit in with this group? And I don't know. I don't think you just felt sorry for me. I think you just showed kindness and compassion. And here we are today, a couple years later, and I'm saying, please give that gift to others. Wherever the Lord plants you, please give that gift to others. Because it's meaningful to me enough that I hung the picture on my refrigerator and saw it every day for the last couple of years. Go be the Samaritan, guys. Go be the Samaritan. Change the way the world is. I got 3 kids over there that may benefit from that. You got siblings, you got cousins. Just go be the Samaritan. And as I wrap up here in the last few moments, I will say I was kind of hard on the expert of the law, but he did get it right in one way. He started with Jesus. He asked the questions of Jesus. Maybe his heart wasn't in the right spot, but he did ask the questions of Jesus. And for us, we want to be the Samaritan, but we can't apart from Jesus. It all hinges on having a personal relationship with him.